This is Framlingham Castle in Suffolk. Massive place, very unusual, and yet it has some curtain wall like this with the towers in it and the buildings within the towers. It did have other buildings inside. This is the castle where Mary Queen of Scots was waiting when her brother Edward died, and Protestant lords of the day tried to put the Lady Jane Grey on the throne because they didn't want a Catholic on the throne, and she was a Protestant. Sadly, probably about a 17-year-old girl. I don't think she wanted to be the Queen, but she ruled for about 9 days, and she's known as the Jane the 9-Day Queen. Bless her. This place isn't for the faint of hearted, if you're not into heights. Heavily relied on deep ditches and water to protect the place. Possibly a toilet. There's the entranceway with the drawbridge. Thank you. Luckily not too many people here today. A bit slippy up here. Thankfully the kids have gone back to school. Well, that wood's a bit bouncy, never mind. Don't know whether it would have had railings on that side, a slight low wall maybe. This bit. I don't know if this castle was built by Roger Bigod or Bigod, who was a bit of a naughty man. I think Henry II, and he used to lock heads a bit. As you can see, fantastic views all around. Would have been a very good castle in a siege, but not very good in the age of gunpowder. I think there used to be some sort of a second entrance down there, or something that would, a bridge that would go out that way. We'll have a little walk around the outside in a minute. want to pop over the church. I've been to Framlingham loads of times. I've never been to the church, and there are some very good tombs in there from various people. Yeah, that once led to a pleasure garden, apparently, which would have been in the Tudor period. Castles did become more of a home, fashion statement type thing than a fortifications. You can still see all the height from up here. Don't know what it's like, but there's a little cafe in there that I think we'll go and indulge. Now that looks a bit rotten, but I do hope somebody comes along and checks these regularly. Like I said, not for the faint of heart. Sees the outer works there, maybe a Barbican or something, although that would have been near the entranceway, not down there. See what I mean about these wooden slats here? You can see where there would have been an outer part there, I would imagine. A dovecote. Possible site of a dovecote. Normally I take photographs, but I'm making a little video, so I haven't. I don't think I'll bother going around again. I've been here loads of times, so I've got an album with some photos in it. There's another massive ditch there on the edge of the castle. Where we're standing now appears to have been called the pleasure garden. I mean, this castle did go from a purely defensive structure, and later on it came to be more of a house, a home, prison, and then a poorhouse, I believe, somewhere for the poor to live. I'm not going to walk all the way around that side, I've just been around there. But you can see the mere, as they call it. They would have fished in there, but it would also have provided them with some defence. You can see how deep the moat is and how high them walls are. There was a bridge going across from there to a doorway. It'd be nice if they put it back, but I think it would take too much work. Those pillars would have to be strengthened. I mean, standing here, the castle itself is not that high up. You could have attacked it, but you would have had to have gone down into the moat, and then you would have had to try to get up them walls. You wouldn't have been able to use siege towers, unless you were a Roman, because the Romans would have just filled the ditch in. They'd have spent ages trying to get into here, but the most obvious place to get in would have been to try and attack the gate. That's probably why it would have been defended the most. There is a bridge there now, but there wouldn't have been a bridge before. It would have been a drawbridge. There are towers on either side, so you would have been able to shoot down on attackers. Arrows, crossbows, and then later on early firearms. There's not too many arrow slits in the outside of the wall, quite low down. Bit of a place to get here, but well worth it when you do. And then down to the other side. Well worth a visit if you can get here. Framlingham Castle in Suffolk.